As you dream to qualify yourself either CA or CMA, the success depends upon clearing those things in single attempt, right? How can you plan now to pass the exams in single attempt? I'll just give a small briefing of preparation. So if you follow this preparation strategy, you can clear the exams comfortably. So I may be sharing the study plan and some tips and strategy to clear these exams in single attempt, right? And all the classes of CA Foundation, CMA Foundation as well as inter level will be available slowly in this video, probably in this channel itself. You can refer at any time also. What could be the CA Foundation exam pattern and what are the papers you have to cover for CMA, CA Foundation exams? We have 4 papers to cover CA Foundation exams. One is all about accounting, principles and practice of accounting. Second paper is all about business law and BCR, business correspondence and reporting. Third paper is all about business mathematics, logical reasoning and statistics. Fourth paper, business economics and BCK, business commercial knowledge. So these are the 4 papers you have to understand. Seems to be 4 papers, but practically it may be comprising around 7 or 8 papers also, right? Isn't it? Business law and BCR are both are different papers, and BCR is similar to the topic what you have studied in your school days as in English. Okay, repressy writing as well as letter writing and correspondence, all these things will be coming here. Not only math, of course, stat is also included there, and apart from that, we have logical reasoning. So one of the easiest chapter where you can score good mark. These are the 3 components are there in business mathematics, and business economics and BCK. 2 papers are there in the 4th paper. So these 4 papers you have to clear to qualify yourself in CA Foundation. All the 4 papers put together, you have to qualify in single attempt to score minimum 200 marks and maximum 400. So each and every paper carries 100 marks weightage. You have to score minimum 40 marks to pass, but the aggregate should be 200 and above. Then you will be announced as a qualified CA Foundation. Where the paper 1 and 2 are subjective in nature. Paper 1 and 2 are subjective in nature. So you have to write as a normal exams what you have faced in your school days. But 3 and 4 are MCQ types. Multiple choice questions will be there with negative marking. For the right answer, it carries 1 mark, and for the wrong answer, 0.25 marks will be subtracted. That's how you have to be careful. So you cannot select as you wish. You have to choose properly. Once it is confirmed it's right, then only you have to choose. Else you will be end up with a negative mark also. So paper 1 and 2 subjective, paper 3 and 4 are objective, MCQ types, multiple choice questions with negative marking. Now, how you can plan your study for passing the CA exams or CA Foundation or each and every level? If you are able to pass the CA Foundation or CMA Foundation in single attempt, the strategy you followed for passing those exams, you just repeat that until you qualify the final also. There will not be any problem. So the strategy, winning strategy or winning preparation strategy is so most important. You prepare that in systematic manner so that subsequent levels can be easily qualified. And you have to thoroughly cover the ICA material published by them. So after your registration, you get the book from institute. You have to be master with that book first of all, ICA material. And of course, supported notes be given by Singar Academy also. And concept clarity is most important than just mugging. Up to +2, what you do is just simply memorizing the concepts. But here it's not memorizing. What you study and reproduce the same in the examination is not required. You need to understand the concepts and explain the concepts in a proper manner. The presentation could be in your own way also, and you can score good mark. That's the most important point to be noted here. Concept clarity is most important rather than mugging it up. And before you go for the exams, you have to do a revision at least 3 times. The number of times of revision will ensure your success. What happens, until your school days, there may be n number of revisions conducted by the schools, right? midterm and quarterly, half yearly, and pre-main exams, and way 3 revisions and all. But when you join for the colleges as well as here, you're directly going for the examination without preparation. That's a problem. So most of the students are not doing the repetitions, the revisions before they go for the exams. So in school days, the system is covered in such a manner that before you go for the final exam, there may be at least 4 or 5 revisions. Every revision, there will be small improvement, and the last exam, you will be scoring better mark. But it is not so. Directly you are appearing, the very first itself, either you will score good mark or fail. That happens here, so you have to be double cautious. So the revision you have to take yourself. You have to take it yourself, and as of course we'll support you how to do the revision also now and then. And MCQ questions you have to do practice daily. So we'll give a site where you can go and do lots of MCQ questions practice so that you can enhance your power of understanding all those things and clarity of the concepts. And CA Institute will release lots of MTPs and RTPs, revisionary test papers and model test papers. Like there are a number of things are available, or 4 or 5 papers may be available for every subject. You do practicing yourself before go for the exams. That's what about the general strategy for CA. So you can plan whatever the study hours you have every day. You can better have 8 hours study period. 8 hours study period. 3.5 hours and 3.5 hours are 4 hours and 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours and 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours and 3 hours and 1 hour. The first 4 hours is meant for the paper number 1 and even 2 probably. You can take up these 2 papers, 1 and 3, rather than the system here I have given 1 and 3. Every day you can practice 4 hours. Paper number 2 and 3, 2 and 4, you have to practice 3 hours. Where accounts and math will require lots of working. So you need to have more hours for that. And law as well as the other communication, other papers, economics and all these things, again, you need to read a lot. So you need to have 3 hours like. Whatever the things you have studied here, revise this by the end itself. And do some practice on that same topic in the form of MCQ so that you will be master with that. Is that okay? That's a strategy. So you have 8 hours a day like. So if you are planning that CA foundation preparation or CMA foundation preparation as a day-long preparation, it's full-time rather than as a part-time go, 8 hours will be really worth it to clear the exams in single shot. But every day a 1 hour revision is must. All the content what you have covered in the very first day, do the revision in the evening time by spending around 1 hour. Next day you cover the revision or the content what you have covered in the earlier class also along with, so you can finish up this easily before you go for the exams. And this is the shortest duration for going for the examination. You can make it first 2 months and second 4 months and third 2 months. In first 2 months, try to understand at least the basic content like final accounts preparation, journal entry and BRS and all these chapters. You have to put some efforts to understand all these things in the very first 2 months. Next 2 months, you can spare your time for partnership as well as company accounts like, okay, in accountancy. Okay, that may be a bit of challenge one like, and it requires more understanding. So this will be for another 2 months, and final 2 months, do the full revision test and attend n number of mock tests to get yourself prepared. That's the strategy you need to have. 6 months at least. After 6 months, of course, you can go for the exams comfortably. Now, in case of accounting paper, understand the formats and adjustment entries. Do the revisions of lot and do practice in case of accounts. In case of math and stat, focus on logical reasoning and other formulas to mug up. When it comes to the stat, you need to mug up lots of formulae. So you have to understand how to mug up all the formulas. And in case of logical reasoning, it's the easiest one where you can score good mark. Out of 100 marks, 20 marks is from logical reasoning, and pretty simple also. Though it may be simple, but you may miss to score good mark. So practicing this one helps you to score better mark. Do lots of practice in this. And in case of law and BCR, concept understanding is very important, and memorize with some cases also, case studies also. And in case of economics and BCK, some diagrams you have to understand, and ICA fact will be there regarding the business and who is the owner and how the business grew up, and all these things are available as ICA facts book. Go and refer that so for understanding these 4 papers. Now, when it comes to the CMA foundation, here also you have 4 papers. One is economics and management, another one is accounting, another one is law and ethics, and last one is math and stat. Almost all the papers are similar to the papers what we have studied in CA, except this management papers and ethics is totally different. So you have to put some extra efforts for these two. Rest of the things are similar to the CA foundation. So if you go for CA foundation as your aim, I request you to join CMA foundation also parallel, so you can go for both the exams parallelly, because you know, see, some students will scared. So how can I prepare for 2 toughest courses, CA and CMA, sir? No problem here. Once you study CA, the CMA foundation is free of cost. You are putting the efforts for the CA foundation. All the content what's available there is already available in CMA foundation also. So you no need to prepare separately for the CMA foundation. You have 1 or 2 days extra you are spending for understanding the math, management and ethics paper. For that also you are spending around 2 or 3 days. That's more than enough to qualify the CMA foundation along with CA foundation. And that too, all the portions what you have covered in CA foundation may be higher than the CMA foundation. 100 marks paper you covered in CA accounts paper for the CA. Here you will have only 60% syllabus alone, not full paper. Around 50 or 60% of the CA foundation papers are available in CMA foundation. You are not going to cover completely. And of course, you can go for the mathematics and stats also. Of course, we don't have the logical reasoning also. But when it comes to the CMA foundation, all papers are objective MCQ format. You don't have the descriptive also, right? So objective type only. Subjective will not be there. It's pretty simple. Right. And how can you study this, sir? Daily practice MCQs, that's all. Focus on concept and improve the speed. Improving the speed is the matter. Collect last year's questions. We can get lots of questions, question papers also available in the site, and Singar Academy site also available. Go and download those things and try to solve all those illustrations at your own interest. And give online mock test, which is available in ICMA portal also. Go and try that also, so that you can pass the exams easily. CMA study plan also the same way, 2 months, 2 months and 2 months. First 2 months understand the concepts and practice some extra questions from the question bank, and do some revisions at least 2 times, and write full mock test paper at least 2 or 3 times. That's more than enough to pass the CMA foundation exams also. There will not be any complications, right? And what are the papers and how can you prepare for qualifying the CMA topics here? First one is economics and management. For that paper, theoretical paper, right? So you have to understand the objectives and definitions to score good mark. So you have to concentrate on theoretical and objective concepts, objectives in the form of definition. When it comes for the accounting, basics, journal entries and rectification. Basics, journal entries and rectifications, you have to focus on those things, right? So always put lots of importance for the rectification, because that only builds your base of accountancy. Then rest will be easy. And the next one being law and ethics. Law and ethics, legal concepts and practical MCQ. The legal concepts and case study, some MCQ related to law and ethics, you have to do the revision. And math and stat, time value, percentage, these are the most important concepts that you have to study for clearing the CMA also, all the papers. So set a fixed timetable. So you need to fix a timetable. Okay, how many days you have and what you have to finish, within which period you have to finish, and all these things you have to frame a timetable. And even use 45-15 Pomodoro technique, which is nothing but Pomodoro technique is nothing but take a small break for every 20 or 25 minutes of preparation. Put lots of efforts non-stop for 25 minutes and take 5 minutes break. Repeat this around 4 or 5 times. After completion of that, take 1 or 1.5 hours lengthy break. This is called Pomodoro. So, interesting concepts. Pomodoro is nothing but tomato in Latin. Tomato, you know, tomato, potato, tomato, tomato rice. Have you tasted tomato rice? The tomato like stopwatch was there earlier. Okay, tomato like stopwatch was there earlier introduced. Okay, for the stopwatch is looking like a tomato, and that watch once rotates full round, it takes around 20 or 25 minutes. It gives a small time break, 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes break and get back to start a fresh concept. Again, work for some 20 or 25 minutes. Take a 5 minutes break. And 3 hours, such a lengthy stretch, once you complete, you take 1 hour or 1.5 hours relaxation time also. That's called Pomodoro technique. Okay. So, is it okay? How did you study for your +1, +2 exams, especially before the public exam? Very serious, and once in every 15 to 20 minutes, you'll be fighting. Automatically, you'll go for sleeping and all these things are happening, right? Despite that, you put your efforts back to get your concentration to study and went for the exams. The same you have to do. Your concentration may be diluted once in every 20 or 25 minutes. Let it go diluted. Again, get back. Diluted, get back. Repeat this for 3 or 4 times, then automatically you will take 1 hour break, 1 hour or 1.5 hours break, and get back to the exams. So 8 hours is guarantee. If you prepare 8 hours a day, definitely you can clear the exams in single attempt, right? But if you want to increase the success rate, you can improve your preparation time also. Every day you have to work around 10 hours a day, like, including this one as well as the college commitment if you have. And very, very important thing is maintain error notebook. So unless you have this one, you cannot reduce your time consumption. Unless you have this one, you cannot reduce your time consumption. Okay, error notebook is nothing but, now you may have around 100 pages book. 100 pages book. How long will it take to complete the 100 pages book? If you think roughly you can study around 5 to 10 pages per hour or 10 pages per hour. You need how many hours? 10 hours. Isn't it? The same book, if you do revision, you can finish off in 8 hours. Same time. Same book, if you are revising again, you already have the knowledge, so you can finish up by 8 hours. Go for again reading, anyhow, you can finish up in 5 hours. So doing the revision again and again, your consumption of time to reduce means study that book will be reducing from 10 to 5 hours. 10 to 5 hours. Is that clear? Now, my question is, out of one page, how many points you can make the error? How many points you are making error in a page? If you prepare a final accounts, trading and P&L account, you prepared this one. Okay, come on, tell me. Purchases, where will you post? Trading account. Okay, salaries, you'll post here in P&L account. Bad debt recovered, where will you show? Bad debt recovered. P&L account. P&L account which side? Debit side or credit side? Debit side. So bad debt recovered. Clear? Sir, it seems to be Greek and Latin for us, sir. Purchases should be in the debit side of the trading account. Salaries should be debit side of the P&L account. Advertisement and sales is credit side of the trading account. That all you might have studied. Right. That bad debt recovered should be in the credit side, not in the debit side. Bad debt is the last debited. The bad debt what I thought may not be recovered and debited in the P&L account. Later on, the same person gave me the money. That's called recovery of the bad debt. I thought Mr. X has to pay me 100 rupees. And later on, we came to know that he became insolvent. I cannot get any money. So that entire 100 rupees is my loss. I named this being bad debt. Sometimes later he came to me, sir, I was insolvent, I could not pay. Yeah, of course, as per the court also, that was a true one. But luckily, I had around 5,000 rupees in my hand sometimes ago. So now I am able to get that 5,000 rupees and I share that 500 rupees for you. Rather than making it bad, you just have this, sir. So now he gives and he comes and gives that 100 rupees. Now what happens in this case, this 100? What I thought not recovered is recovered. At the time I think that it is not recoverable is my loss debited to the trade P&L account, and recovery it's my gain credited in the P&L account. Credited in the P&L account. Right. Leave a lot. The trading and P&L account runs through one complete page. In that one complete page, you made mistake only where? Bad debt recovered. So have a error note and write bad debt recovered will be in the credit side of P&L account. Rather than studying one full page, only one or two errors possible in that one page, make that recorded in a error note. Now next time for the reference, you are not going to study the entire page, you are going to study only one line. Now what happens? This is a regular reading. Now this is error note reading. In case of error note reading, for the 100 pages itself, you take only 10 minutes to cover. What a beauty, right? So you read the material again and again, foolishly, unwantedly, you are wasting lots of time. In that complete page, what are the areas seems to be tricky where you are making the errors? Make a note of it. Make a small note and make all these errors recorded there. For the 100 pages of content, you may have around 100 or 200 errors only, means 100 or 200 lines only. If you are cut short all these things to 100 or 200 lines in single note, you can take just 10 minutes to finish up revision. So revision 3 or 4 times before going for the examination ensures your success. But if you create the error note and do the revision, you can do 100 times revision without any problem, isn't it? For a revision, it requires 5 hours. For revising using the error note, it takes only 10 minutes. So short. So that is the beauty. You need to maintain the error note. So if you are able to maintain the error note, you can cover all the content easily. All the content easily. Practice then 2 mock tests and then review answers. Your answers, just go and see the suggested answers given by the institute. And if there is any error or if it requires any improvement, try to improve that. In the next revision, you can include those improved version also. And improve your weak areas. Improve your weak areas. These are the smart habits for your exams. Whatever the exam may be, it's CA or CMA, whatever it may be. Read, take the notes. The notes is nothing but error note. If you study one chapter, think over goodwill. You say that goodwill is pretty simple. You say that BRS is tough. Goodwill is simple. Then what are the key points you have to understand? Simple average profit method, weighted average profit method, and super profit method. And how can we calculate? If you are preparing this way, everything will be in single line. BRS, bank reconciliation statement, is a weak area. Whatever the weak area may be, how many illustrations are there? 10 or 20 illustrations are there. In that 10 or 20 illustrations, you have repeated transactions of say 10 or 15 only. Even though 10 or 20 illustrations, you have 100 illustrations. The repeated transactions, checks deposited, not cleared. Check presented but not encashed. And check received but forgotten to deposit. Error. And unwanted some debit in our account by the banker and the standing instruction credits in our account by the banker. These are the small group only will be there, and I request you take those things as a notes, error notes, like revise this and you'll be mastered. So you identify the weak area and enhance that. So you cannot say that. So I can skip that particular concept. So I can get success by using the other topics itself. No, even single chapter seems to be very, very insignificant for your exams, and I request you to put most important for studying that one. Right? That's what about the smart habits for clearing CA and CMA both. Right? And of course, discipline. If I commit to study 8 hours a day, study 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours consistently. And if you are doing this discipline practice, even though the talent, okay, you can win. You can win with your discipline, the talent. Talent does not work hard, okay? So beat them, beat the talent also, okay? So you might have heard about the tortoise and what's that story? Tortoise and rabbit story. You might have heard about rabbit runs fast and tortoise runs slowly, but yet tortoise wins because consistency and discipline beats the talent. Stay consistent, revise smart, and believe in yourself to become a professional CA and CMA. And this small concept you are going to do the revision. Okay, you have a plan of 8 hours study plan every day. Okay, where 4 hours is for accounts and math paper, like, and 3 hours is for law and other paper. Even you can change the proportion. 1 hour definitely there should be revision. Okay, 1 hour there should be revision for 4.5 months, 4 to 6 months, 4 months to 6 months. That's more than enough. Once you can finish up, then you can pass the exams comfortably. Is that clear? That's all about the success plan. Okay, to clear the CA foundation and CMA foundation.